Yeah, I have to say, when does it stop? Does it ever stop? You know, does it ever stop? Does the dumbness of society and the way we treat one another, the social conditioning, the labeling, the stereotyping people out, taking one look at them? That's right. Right here we have a mom in Hayes says her son was suspended for 3 days because of his haircut. And now she wants to direct the district to take a closer look at the dress code policy. Okay. So, her kid goes to school with a haircut and gets suspended, right? Let's check out this little report here. When I saved this report just before I went to bed last night. And I get up and they've updated it and they've got a video here, so let's watch it.
Almost I have all the cars, one, and cars too.
6-year-old Xavier loves playing with his cars and his friends. Typical 6-year-old stuff. And he also loves having his hair a little bit different.
But that's what we're supposed to be teaching our children, to not be the same as everybody else.
But his mom says,
well, I'm sorry. We live in a society where everybody thinks like a sheep. We live in a society where there's a bunch of cattle and horses and sheep and farm animals. That's what humans are. Okay? And you all got to think like one another. You got to act like one another, think like one another. That's right. You got to fit in. That's right. Even if the flock of sheep's walking over the cliff and falling to their death, you got to walk with them. You got to fall to your death with them. You got to be as dumb as they are. Yeah, and then you want to say it's not about appearance or looks? That's right. So he wasn't allowed to be different. That's right. He's just a little kid, but he's not allowed to be himself. That's right.
6-year-old Xavier loves playing with his cars and his friends. Typical 6-year-old stuff. And he also loves having his hair a little bit different.
But that's what we're supposed to be teaching our children, to not be the same as everybody else.
But his mom says standing out got this first grader suspended from Roosevelt Elementary School for 3 days.
We didn't understand why just him. I mean, there's other kids with crazier haircuts than what he has in the school.
The school can't comment specifically on this mom's claims, although they do say they have not suspended any student for dress code violations. But they also say that whether or not a student is in violation of the dress code is open to interpretation.
It's up to the administration, and we get our advice, and we work with our staffs closely. When we start the year, we talk about the handbook, we talk about dress code, and we talk about what type of school that we want to portray.
Mostly, it's their personal opinion, so it could be okay for one student, but not be okay for another, and it's really not fair.
Principal Kemper says when there's an issue, they try to work with the parents to find a solution that will keep the child in school, because that's where they want them to be, in the classroom learning.
The real purpose of a dress code is, hey, so you have a smooth running building to where you don't have distractions from what's going on in the classroom.
In Hayes, Heather Williams, KWCH 12 Eyewitness News.
Okay, so the real purpose of a dress code is for a smooth running building. You don't have interruptions in the classroom. Oh, okay. Right. All based on your ability to do what? Put your eyeballs on somebody else and think. Maybe we should go around and, maybe we should do something to make people blind. Maybe what we need is a world full of blind people. Yeah, that's right, a world full of blind people. You won't have to worry about stereotyping somebody out in 1 to 5 seconds based on your look, because you won't be looking, because you won't be able to see. I mean, the principal's excuse was lame. And now it's like a controversy thing, The mother says she suspended her kid from school. Okay, you're claiming you haven't suspended anybody for a dress code, but yet the mother says you did. Is the mother lying, or is the school lying? This is what you'd have to say here. Is the school lying, or is the mother lying? as much as what I've seen happening with schools and what they've been doing to children, I'd have to say that this is what the school has done. And they're just not going to fucking come up on cam or, on a video news report and fucking own up to the real reason. They're going to give some lame excuse. Okay? Then you heard about the lamest excuse out of this idiot's mouth that you could ever hear. Excuse me. When it comes to the dress code. For a smooth running building. For a smooth running school. That's right. Okay, so the way one looks makes a smooth running school, huh? So if you look at them with your eyeballs and they're undesirable, then it's not a smooth run school no more, is it? No. Because now they're undesirable. Because you used your eyeballs to look at them with, right? Let me tell you sick fuck something. Okay? I think it's about time that we have some kind of virus that just makes you all blind. I think every fucking one of you should be blind. Women, men, the whole 9 yards. You should be blind. You just have to learn Braille. Start all over to re-educate yourself because you can't see. Because I'll tell you what, it's going to save the world a lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble. There will be no more in 1 to 5 seconds. That's right, ladies, because you won't be able to see them to 1 to 5 seconds them. Okay? There won't be no more suspensions because we don't like what his haircut looks like because we looked at him with our eyeballs and our brains don't function with the rest of our bodies. Okay? I mean, what else can I say here? I mean, I think it's gotten to the point now, the only real solution is let's fucking make everybody blind. Sure, you're going to be handicapped. You ain't going to be driving no more. But, I guess that's what it's going to take to get you people's brains out of your behind and back into your head where they belong. And that may be too late, too. You may have already flushed them on your last bowel movement. It's fucking disgusting, okay? We just did a report on a little boy the other day. That's right. Okay. And now here we are again. And this little boy was suspended from school for saying he's sexy. A 6-year-old child. Singing a tune he hears on TV. I think I'm sexy and I know it. Bam, suspended. Now we got a little boy suspended for what? For what? Your eyeballs looked at him. That's right. Everything you people claim you don't do. There it is, right here. Your eyeballs looked at him. See? And so therefore you stereotyped him immediately. And that's why you picked on him. Because you already stereotyped him. He don't act just the way you want him to act, does he? That's right. He don't go bah just correctly enough. Isn't that right? Yeah, you don't hear the bah just exactly right. So since you don't hear that and you looked at him and with your eyeballs and 1 to 5 seconds went, ew, gross, to a little fucking boy, to a little kid. Now you know why I said let's make the world blind. It's time to fix your problem. You won't have to worry about looking at somebody and stereotyping them out ever again because you won't be able to see them to stereotype them, you fucking fools.